Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf Outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
I'm gonna be there.
Oh, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great calls.
I mean, this is
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always.
Hey guys, thanks for coming so fast. How are ya?
You guys, Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, and who's excited for an extended Memorial Day weekend? I think everybody is. It's going to be a great show today. Lions OTAs, a lot of nuggets came out yesterday. Can't wait to talk about them. Obviously, the Heat sucking balls, letting the Celtics get another game back. So now we have to watch another game of basketball
Adham,
between these two teams that are not fun to watch at all.
don't let them get another one.
Don't let them get another one. Hey.
Don't let them get one more.
We have a segment at 9:15 that Gabby requested, and I did not approve it, but damn it, we're doing it anyways. And it's literally called Gabby Gets the Show Canceled.
Well, you called it that. I didn't call it that. Let that be known. I didn't call it that. You did.
I am so nervous.
We're just going to have a little fun
Anything
and
that
see
involves
how-
asking me questions
Yep.
typically doesn't go well over the show.
No,
So-
but I'm going to do it anyways and hope for the best.
I'm
and
not
try
looking
and keep
forward to
things
it.
on track.
It is what it is. Look, we had Matt Broder, our Detroit Lions beat writer, out at Allen Park yesterday. Did a great job getting some little nuggets to talk about. But, of course, I think my favorite one that came out was Jameson Williams addressing his situation. That, to me, was needed. Coming off of the suspension into him being down in Vegas to really being quiet up until now.
They had to get it out of the way, or else this was going to be the
And I
topic
think
of
he did
conversation through all of OTAs and minicamp.
And I think he did a great job. I think he did a great job. He addressed it pretty straightforward. He was surprised by the suspension, which is what I want to talk about first before we actually get to Jameson Williams, his route running at OTAs, taking everybody by surprise, how much he's improved. Before we get to any of that, I really just want to ask a question here. If Jameson Williams was, quote, surprised and taken aback by his suspension, whose fault is this? Because I asked this when it first happened. I didn't just blame the kid. Organizationally, Detroit, are you setting up your players? Are you reminding them of all the rules? And if it's not the Lions, then is it the NFL? And if it is the NFL, how the hell are you punishing a player if you fail to implement your rules? Now, I'd imagine the NFL didn't, and they sent multiple memos.
Right.
Especially after the Calvin Ridley situation, so they had a year in advance really to prepare teams for this. So my question to you, Gabby and JB, is who are we looking at? Individual mistake? Fine. But is there an organizational problem? Because it wasn't just him. Multiple players got cut. Staff were fired.
Yes.
But it was...
Maybe they've corrected it now. But I hope. But who am I looking at? The NFL, Jameson Williams, or the Lions?
I don't want to take Jameson completely off the hook, even though I've found myself defending Jameson a lot. Because especially the NFL, they're not playing any games, especially with the Calvin Ridley situation. There's no way, and Braylon, I think, talked about this too, every year they're going to send memos out. Players are going to know. It's up to players, Jameson, his agent, to learn this information and to abide by these rules. It's very simple. So I get what you're saying. Maybe it's not completely on Jameson. You know, part of it is, yes, he was surprised. But I'm not going to sit up here and say Jameson didn't know any better. I mean, he had to have known of the Calvin Ridley situation. But again, this whole point of it was never about betting. It's where he placed the bet. That's always what it's been. It wasn't Calvin betting on the Falcons. He just placed it at the wrong location.
I don't want to be naive, but considering how serious that suspension is, I would imagine when he was first drafted, the memo was sent out. I would imagine that weeks after, there was a reminder heading into the facility for the first time for voluntary practice. Nope. I'm sure the memo was sent from the NFL.
Yeah.
Was it reminded, enforced, and over-communicated by the Lions? I can't verify that. I question it. It doesn't mean I'm throwing the Lions under the bus either, but I'm just asking questions I don't have answers to. I don't.
I want to compare this to any major corporation. So let's say you look at Apple. Apple corporate, very high up, creates the rules for Apple. From there are, regional sections of Apple. They communicate those rules to the regionals. Those rules that the regionals have are then implemented with their specific employees, but it all starts with the fact that Apple has to communicate that to the entire employee base when they start. So if we're comparing apples to apples,
it is a corporation though at the end of the day, and I'd like to believe
it has to start at the top and go down. So it could be a break of communication in any one of
between
those places.
Detroit and the NFL, or Detroit in their own organization, because I like to believe, call me naive, that the NFL, there is nothing more important than protecting its integrity of the sport. It's why the suspensions are so harsh, why there's no appeal, why they're so lengthy.
Right.
They're protecting the integrity of the game. You don't ever want your game being called into question. So I would, again, maybe I'm naive, I would like to imagine the NFL over-communicated this. And if the Lions did everything they were supposed to do, and Jameson still did it, shame on him. 6-game suspension, stupid. But it doesn't seem that way when he was talking yesterday. Seems like he just didn't know. And
Maybe
how do
the
you
email
not
went to
know?
spam.
But how do you not know? And you know from when he got suspended up until now, he had been in contact with the PR team. They've been preparing for OTAs when he'd have to address the media and what he would have to say, or what he could or shouldn't or maybe should say. And he was surprised by it? He didn't know? That to me is on the Lions. Again, that doesn't mean they are a shitty organization. They're not. In fact, when it comes to compliance, they've been one of the better teams in the NFL in my lifetime in compliance. You never hear this stuff about the Lions. So that's not the point of this conversation this morning. Just have questions. How does that happen with that profile of player? The guys that were cut, released, whatever, don't care. Staff, don't care. I can live with it. My first-round pick that had one catch last year, coming off an ACL injury, and is expected to be one of the 2 best receivers on this team this year, he makes that mistake? How? Why?
To me,
maybe it's a question we'll never get the answer to. I don't know.
I don't think we're going to get the answer because they don't want to pinpoint the one problem and then have everyone go after the one weak link in the chain, whether that be the NFL, whether that be the Lions, whether that be him, whether that be his PR team, his agent, his publicist, whoever. They're not right now. We can't pinpoint it on one person, so we're not going to dig into them because we don't have the answer. And I can't imagine that they would give us, point the finger and say, go after
Sure,
them.
but the Lions, again, it wasn't just Jameson. Jameson's the high-profile player. You have had internal staff 3 months prior do this, so it's already a problem in your own building, and then it leaked to all the players that they ended up cutting and moving on from.
But it wasn't just the Lions.
Well, I don't care about every other.
The Commanders were also involved in the same
I don't care.
time.
I care about the Lions.
But I'm saying if it's not just the Lions, it's also the Commanders, then
Well,
it's
the
an
Commanders
NFL
are a
problem.
shit organization, though. That doesn't count, right?
Yeah,
like, we
and-
look at the Commanders, and I think of Dumb and Dumber, the movie. Right? And there's a word that starts with an R that I can't say. So, like, it is what it
Let's stick
is.
with Dumb and Dumber the movie.
Exactly. That's why I used it as a reference. So, Nobody takes the Commanders seriously. They're in the middle of selling a team. They have no structure.
And you don't want to be
the Lions, like I said, compliance-wise, 25, 30 years that I've been alive, they've been top of the NFL, one of the better teams in compliance. They never have these problems. So maybe it was just a blip. Maybe it was a genuine mistake. But it cost your first-round wide receiver 6 games. And now, look, if you don't want to say that he missed the first year of his career, I chalk it up as a missed first year.
Yeah.
He did nothing. He was on the field for, 6-7 snaps a game. Yeah, every time he touched the ball, it was electric. Whoopee.
But technically, for the majority of the season, he wasn't there. Yeah.
Right? So
fair.
He missed 17 games. He's now missing another 6. That's 23 games. In his first 4 years of his contract, he would have been able to play 68 games. He's already missed 23. He's missed a third of his games already. That's him not getting banged up this year or the next year or the year after.
Right.
And missing additional games. 23. It's not about the pressures on the kid to perform. I think we all agree he's a phenomenal talent. We'll get to that next. How do you let that happen? And again, you can do all your, you check the boxes, you over-communicate, you send all the emails, you do the in-person meetings, and the players still can make the mistake. That's fine.
Right.
That's a fair excuse.
You could still lead a donkey to water. You can't help it drink. You can't force it to. So
that's fair.
Even if the information was
there. But do
there,
I think he's a donkey?
Isn't it horse? You can't lead a horse to water.
Or
you can lead
horse.
A horse to water.
Whatever it is.
Now
I'm not the only one.
You've been spending too much time with Adham on the desk.
Horse, donkey, whoever you're leading to the water,
Italian.
You can't always make it drink.
Yeah,
so for J-Mo,
yeah.
he might have the information, but again, that's on him as well. It's on Quintez Cephas. It's on Stanley Berryhill. It's all on all the. But I love how you brought up too, and I didn't even think about this. The staff that was gambling
3
as well.
months prior.
It's not just players.
They knew about this.
And to be in a conversation, by the way, with the Commanders, that's not ideal. So let's say that you don't want to be in these situations.
Let's just call a spade a spade. If Gabby goes in the back and starts sexually harassing all of our staff, all right?
Okay.
We're gonna send out one. We're gonna get rid of her. 2, we're gonna send out a memo like this is not okay, unacceptable, not allowed to happen, immediate termination. Right? Fair?
Fair.
Not saying you would.
Yes.
Work with me here.
I know, but you could have picked anything.
Work with me. You're the
Okay.
only one I could.
Okay.
I'm looking directly at right
Okay.
now. Okay, so you got caught in this whole mess. Anyways,
As I usually
if
do.
Lucas does it and goes back there and starts sexually harassing people, well, whose fault is it? My fault or his fault?
His
Well,
fault.
did I go out and over communicate to everybody like, hey, it's not okay?
Yeah, you did.
If I did, great, it's his fault. Doesn't seem that way because if he tells me, oh, I didn't know, well, clearly I fucked up somewhere along
Read
the
your
lines.
email, look around.
And it's even more ironic. And by the way, I love that J-Mo did this, but it's ironic that he worked out in the offseason with Calvin Ridley, which, again, I don't know if that was before the suspension or not. But Calvin Ridley's suspension is very different from J-Mo's. Obviously, J-Mo only got 6 games. Again, it's about where he placed the bet. That's why I was never stressed out. And I get it puts more pressure on him. I guess that's the bigger thing to take away. Because if you missed the first 6 games and you missed the majority of last season, we're expecting J-Mo to be great. That's where he was drafted. I mean, he would have been the first receiver taken off the board. So regardless if he was injured or not, coming out of college, J-Mo would have high expectations coming into the NFL. So you miss a majority of your rookie season. You're going to miss the first 6 games of your second year. So when he comes back, to me, there's not an easing period. Like, it's time to go, J-Mo. It's time to see things. And you saw it last year. Every time he touched the football, big plays happened. But now you got to put it together for the rest of the season after missing 6 games. So the pressure's on J-Mo now, unfortunately. This is how it works. I think they'll be okay. And Matt Broder talked about this, too, because he was at OTAs yesterday, and they have trust that Josh Reynolds can hold it down until J-Mo gets back. I sure hope
Jeff,
so.
why is this a conversation within the Lions community? Did Jared Goff not start the season with Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and an underproductive T.J. Hawkinson, and an injured DeAndre Swift? Did he not? Did he not do just fine outside of New England and Dallas?
Yeah,
those were the 2 really tough games.
For the most part, offense was still hard.
For the most part, he was fine. They traded Hawkinson. You saw the season ended. That was even before Chark. And even when Chark came back, it's not like he was tearing up the league. So they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Will they be better with Jameson? Ideally, yes. I hope so. But we'll take a break. When we get back, I want to continue on with Jameson, but not in the bad stuff. We'll get to the good stuff. Dan Campbell impressed with his route running. Impressing at OTAs is Jameson Williams. I mean, he's looking really good. Matt Broder spoke on this. We'll get to that next, but before we do, I got to tell you about where I get my haircut, and that's at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. They're amazing stylists, will take care of you like they always take care of me. So get to a local Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here at woodwardsports.com. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching on the website, check out everything else that we have going on at our WSN online headquarters. And if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening via podcast, download and leave a 5-star review, and go and follow us on all social media at Woodward Sports.
You know, I saw something yesterday, and I don't want to get too much into it, but, you know, I've been complaining about my Twitter feed, right? The For You section where, you know, it just throws life at you. I saw some shit yesterday, and it really bothered me. But you know what? I feel like I can say this every time I do a show here. There's always something.
Okay, question.
Yes. Does it involve lactating gray milk? Yes, it does.
That wasn't even close to what I was
Okay,
going to
then
say.
where were you going with it?
Wait, okay, I'll let you explain that in a second. Isn't your For You on any social media kind of catered to you?
It should be, but I don't like go out of my way and
like,
search.
What are you looking up on Twitter?
I'm not searching like shit like transgenders giving milk.
You're talking about it constantly on the show, and then your phone is listening to you and curating this list for you. So maybe the answer is to just stop talking about it.
Yeah, but I'm not getting like the supportive side. I'm getting the like ultra extreme side. It's fucking terrifying.
What'd you see? Okay, go into the whatever you just said.
I saw a dude put a 1-week-old baby on his nipples.
How many?
I don't know.
How many breastfeeding videos
have shown up on my feed? 2 in the last 48 hours. It's still excessive. It's too much.
How long did you watch it?
You do have a wife, and you may be talking about it more often than not. More often than the average person.
Yeah, my wife can breastfeed.
Yeah,
not
I know,
Jeff.
but your phone can't decipher that. I don't think.
Yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
I can confirm
know.
that. I can't.
Okay.
But I can definitely confirm that. If you're watching these videos, you do realize that algorithm, they're going to think you're interested in these videos.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
They're going to keep popping
because they know I'm getting deeply offended by these videos, and they keep pumping it right in my feed. Whatever.
I don't want to see Adam's Twitter feed. I think that's
right. Oh, my Twitter feed's great outside of the, every 77th scroll.
You see a dude.
Where I'm seeing a dude be a woman.
Okay.
And I got to hear about Target. Target's the big one that showed up on my feed yesterday. Way to go, Target. Fucking $9 billion. Bunch of idiots. Anyways, moving on. Jameson Williams.
What a transition.
Impressing at OTAs. His route running, it was what Dan Campbell highlighted. So my question for you, Jeff, is we talked about this receiver pre-season last year, right, before anything ever happened, knowing that he was coming off an ACL injury. And what was the conversation? Conversation was he's a good route runner out of Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speedster. Probably people assign him the deep threat, but he's really a yak guy, right? This is a guy that can beat you deep, has that in his bag, but really where he hurts you the most is on those underneath routes, play action, bubble screens, getting him out in space, and he makes everybody miss. That's the reason why he was on special teams at Alabama. So Jameson Williams, I'm excited, obviously, to see him play healthy, fully engaged with the offense. Dan Campbell speaking on his route running is just a little, bonus here.
Right.
It's great to hear, but I need to see it on the field.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to speak on just the maturity level of Jameson Williams because I think a lot of people question that. I got to give credit to him yesterday for speaking to the media. I know he had to, but the questions that they asked him, he handled all of them pretty well. I mean, from the suspension to liking the Lamar Jackson tweet on Twitter, they brought up everything to J-Mo, and so credit to him.
Yeah, but is that really...
I don't know if
is that a tough question? I mean, it's social media. Give the guy a break.
Yes, but of course he was hitting suspension. It was not too much.
If I like Colin Cowherd saying I'm looking for a new co-host, does that mean I don't want to work with Jeff? Is that how you guys would take it? Honestly.
I mean, he liked a Lamar Jackson. I don't know if it was a jersey swap or him coming to the Lions. I don't know. You shouldn't do that. Bottom line, it's just not. You're setting yourself up for failure. But for J-Mo on his route running, I'm excited. Even though I kind of made a joke about him working with Calvin Ridley, I mean, that's great. Calvin Ridley, when healthy, one of the best route runners in the NFL. So J-Mo, we know how fast he is. We know how explosive he is. But for his route running, and Matt Broder, Detroit Lions beat reporter for Woodward Sports, took some notes on it. And he talked to, and he sent us the cheat sheet so I can read it off to you guys. He went against Cam Sutton actually one-on-one in practice, which there you go. You want to get better? You face your number one quarter, Cam Sutton. And Broder took some notes on Sutton holding his own against J-Mo, but again, it was back and forth. And he said specifically there was a play, and this is from Matt Broder, a play about 20 to 25 yards down the field where J-Mo hit a double juke move on Sutton that spun him around and left J-Mo wide open. The ball had already been thrown to another receiver down the sideline, but the move was special. His ability to plant and change directions with explosion is elite. And that's more of the positive stuff with J-Mo, is the route running. He looks clearly 110% healthy. You'd like him back, but at least you see things like this. It's great. Last year, and I want to bring this up too, because I saw a comment in the chat talk about J-Mo, what do you mean every time he touched the ball something happened? He had 8 drops. Okay, you have to understand, in the short amount of time he played when he came back, him and Jared Goff had no rapport. They couldn't work together in training camp. They couldn't work together in the summer. He was recovering from an ACL injury. So, again, as the season went on, when the chemistry started building, there's 2 plays. He touched the ball one time for 41 yards and a touchdown, and he touched it another time in the run game for 40 yards. And if you watch the Packers game, the Sunday primetime game to end the season, touched the ball again for a touchdown, but then it was called back. So if you think about it, 3 touches, 3 huge plays for J-Mo. So think about the potential that he brings to this offense. He takes this offense up an entirely another level. The most dangerous thing about the Lions offense last year was DJ Chark and how explosive he was, somebody that can take the top off. Right now, without J-Mo, I don't know who that's going to be. Maybe Khalif Raymond would be the guy, I guess. But regardless, when he gets back, he's going to unlock another part of this offense. So, again, I'm excited for J-Mo. I think he's going to hold up to what we all believe he will. I know people think, okay, he's on bust alert, whatever the narrative is. If he gets back, yes, the pressure's on him to perform, but I think he will. Because, again, he has the time now to work with Jared in OTAs and training camp. He's going to have that rapport already built in. So when he gets back, it's not like the guy has never caught a football from Goff. It's going to be an easy, smooth transition as long as he, again, does what he has to do and he shows up. He's clearly the second best receiver on the team immediately, probably with potential. You'd argue one. So I'm not worried about J-Mo at all. I know the expectations. We all have high expectations for J-Mo, which is fair. You're the 12th overall pick. Got to go out and perform. But when he gets back from injury, we should expect instant impact. I don't think there should be an easing process for Jameson Williams. We did that last year. He should be caught up. When he gets back after 6 games, it's time to roll.
This is essential because this is the time that he has with the team that he can practice with them, and this is the only time I believe he can't practice with them after they make the roster cuts.
After they make final cuts, so he'll be through training camp into preseason,
This is like the time. He is in like a crunch time because he has to make up for all the time that he's going to miss during this time, during OTAs, during minicamp, during training camp, during preseason. This is all that the team has to get him comfortable and locked in with the team before he goes into his suspension. So like you said, seeing him fitting in and making these moves and being very comfortable and having the good rapport with the team is crucial right now.
I think one of the biggest pluses about that is he's going to have up until final cuts are made, like you said, to get rapport. And then it's going to be a long 6 weeks. And look, what are expectations for Jameson Williams? That's kind of the direction I think we should go off of that, Gabby and Jeff, is he's going to play 11 games. I would say the first one, I'm not expecting him to explode on the scene. If he does, great, but I'm not expecting it. So over 10 games, really. What am I getting? I would like to see anywhere between 500 and 600 yards receiving. And anywhere from 3 to 6 touchdowns, depending on how active he's going to be running the football. I don't know how active, but, that's going to be my expectation. It's tough for me to put a number on a guy that I haven't seen play in the NFL successfully. You know, it's easy for me to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown and say, yeah, next year, about 100 catches, 1,250 yards, 6-7 touchdowns. I think that's fair, and a lot of you would agree with that. Tough for me to put a number on Sam Laporta. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'll go to rookies that were drafted similar position and be like, okay, what can his production be in this offense given the nature of the Lions offense, plus historically how these guys perform? Okay,
right.
Fine, I can come up with a number. But for a guy that's missed basically 23 games and is now going to play basically his rookie year this year, tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. JB, what do you think of the whole Jameson Williams situation? Optimistic?
I am. I'm a little bit optimistic. I know we talked about this on Heavyweights last night, but I'm kind of around the same range you have for him right now. 600 yards, at least 30 to 40 catches, maybe 8 touchdowns. That's just being hopeful for him right now. But, I mean, it's glad to see that he came out. He talked to the media. He fully addressed the whole gambling situation, how he was surprised about everything. And, you know, he takes full responsibility for it. I mean, he's a young guy right now, and, you know, it's just a learning process for him, this whole rules and everything that he has with the NFL. So, hey.
And the season doesn't start tomorrow, guys. Like, they still have plenty of time, especially Jared and Jameson Williams, to build rapport. Like, that's the thing, too. Yes, he's suspended, but after OTAs, they're gonna have a huge break, and then training camp starts and kicks up, and guys get back, and then things kick in before the season. Jared and J-Mo are going to have plenty of time. They've already had last year to gain some sort of chemistry. I know it was kind of just thrown together. It was kind of makeshift, especially during the season when the Lions were winning games. But now you have the entire offseason. Like, we shouldn't have to, at least in my opinion, I get what you're saying. Statistically, he's not going to explode his game one, but you should see his impact immediately on this offense.
3 of the easiest games on your schedule come in the first 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They're layups. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina. Teams you expect to beat, right? You're a division favorite. You're going to be one of the 3-4 best teams in the NFC. You should expect to beat Atlanta, Carolina, and Tampa Bay.
Right.
You're on the road to Lambeau. I think you can win that game. And then there's the problem of week 1 and 2, which are very difficult games, where you go on the road to Arrowhead and then you host Seattle. Tough game.
Those
Tough
first
2
two.
weeks.
Those first two.
But I'm not going to sit here and worry. I'm just not. It's on Jameson Williams at this point. I think the Lions are a good enough football team to win the division with or without him.
I agree.
I think the offense, yes, will be much better with him. But I'm not going to sit here and get any more into Jameson Williams than I have to. He's looked good in OTA so far. Good things coming out of camp. Not that you expect anything bad. I mean, let's be honest. Jeff Okudah was the best corner in the NFL during OTAs his first 2 years, right? So, you know, you take it all with a grain of salt, but the team is what it is. They've addressed the needs that they had. There are some that you still wanted them to, but hey, you're going to see how some players perform. Jack Campbell got riveting reviews yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Jack Campbell, I don't want to quote Matt, so I hope I'm not wrong when I say this, but Matt's takeaway was, that is not a rookie. That's a ball player. That's a 3-4 year guy, been here, done that, ready to produce. I'm paraphrasing,
yeah,
but I'm pretty sure.
He called him a heat-seeking missile.
There you go.
That's how he plays football. And I think to your point about the division, I think without J-Mo, the Lions can still win the division, but with J-Mo, I think the separation's a little more. But to your point, even without J-Mo, go win the division. Like, they should be able to do that.
Fair enough. We'll take a break. When we get back, chances the Lions have 2 1,000-yard receivers, I think almost impossible would be the easy answer, but I want to know. Production for Gibbs, production for Laporta, what does that look like? And then with J-Mo, he's going to have 10 games really. I know it's 11, but 10 really, because the first one you're not sure how active he'll be. Who knows? Right. Maybe they feed him the ball a ton, but I want to know. What does the production look like across the board? What does it look for Jared Goff? Where does the offense come from this year? I want to get to that next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Speaking of a good defense, let me talk to you about Guardian Alarm. They got customized solutions from real experts, 24/7 professional monitoring, and technology backed by people. If your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, well, you deserve people that have been proven to care as well. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more information.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Got to double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here at WoodwardSports.com. Thanks for checking out the show. Be sure to tune in at 11 a.m. for Big D Energy, 2 p.m. for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and 5 p.m. for the Woodward Heavyweights Monday through Friday at WoodwardSports.com.
Cranberry. I'm shocked. People, maybe I don't pay attention enough, but do people give Braylon enough shit for that commercial or no?
Yeah.
JB, you would know.
It's not. Yeah, I think they do. I just think he lets it roll off, though. Like, it doesn't bother him anymore. Maybe at first, but still.
I am so happy they never asked me to shoot any commercial for anybody. Be a disaster.
I'll do it for us.
Oh, yeah, please. You don't have a choice. I'm going to say no.
I'll be Braylon. I'll get a memed out of. And by the way, Braylon, at the time, that commercial, as it ages like fine wine. Like, now you just look back at it.
Now it's a classic.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I love it.
Planet Fitness should send me to one of their locations with a megaphone, and I just motivate everybody that's there.
I think that is the opposite of what they want.
You motivating people at Planet Fitness.
Absolutely.
I can only imagine the things that would come out of your mouth.
Oh, God, I do my research in advance. I figure out who's going to be there.
Yeah.
Adam, it's a no judgment zone.
I'm not judging. I'm motivating. There's a big difference.
What's the line between the two, though? Like, I feel like you'd...
Well, I'd touch the gray area. Yeah, I'd push the line as much as I could. Absolutely.
You would push it. Maybe people like that, though.
Oh, God.
You just can't be soft.
All right. I want to talk about the Lions' offense this year. Okay? Let's factor in the 6 games that Jameson Williams will miss. I want to look through production.
Okay.
Right? Last year, Jared Goff, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Okay?
Yes, that is true.
Very good season. Top 5 in yards, top 5 in touchdowns, top 7 in passer rating. He had a very good season. What does that look like this year? So I want to start with Jared Goff. Jeff, your projection for Jared Goff this year?
I think he'll be right around the same touchdown number, just more interceptions, to be honest with you. I could see a season, because again, you're not going to have Jam in the first 6 games. I do think that affects it because he's your big playmaker. So without him, with this offense, they're going to want to run the ball more till he gets back. I could see a similar season. Maybe yards or I could still see him throwing for 4,000 yards, but it's going to be around the same. Maybe 28, 29 touchdowns, but double-digit interceptions, in my opinion. He'll have 12, 13 this year. But I still think touchdowns will be right around the same. I do. I don't think he regresses. At least he shouldn't.
So in my perfect world, when I'm thinking of, okay, they're a division-winning team, 11-win team, defense is better, I think they run the ball more.
Yeah.
I think they run the ball more effectively. David Montgomery has his first 1,000-yard season. I think that you can lock it up. I think he'll probably go for 1,100 yards if I were to put my money on him. Anywhere between 1,050 and 1,100, I think, is what David Montgomery's going to go for.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs run for likely another 400 to 600. Tough for me to gauge because the reports in OTA so far, they're lining him up everywhere. They're excited about Jahmyr Gibbs. So maybe he's just a pass-catching threat. We'll see. But I look at Jared Goff. Run game's going to be better. Offensive line, if healthy, should produce. You got Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams for 11 games. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, and company, right? I think the numbers are the same except with more interceptions. I would agree. I think he'll throw for 4,400 yards. He'll throw for 27 to 30 touchdowns. Maybe 31 is the most I'd give him.
Yeah.
And I think he'll throw 11 to 12 interceptions this year. I think that's just a given. In the NFL today, I think it's one of the most infuriating things. In a league where the average amount of passing attempts in the early 2000s compared to now is significant. You're throwing the ball 150, 200 more times per year than you used to. The more you throw the ball, the more opportunities you give for the defense to create a takeaway. The more opportunities you have to throw an interception. So yeah, that's why we see Stafford lead the league in interceptions but win a Super Bowl. That's why we see some of these quarterbacks throw 11, 12, 13 interceptions and nobody blinks an eye because it's just part of the game. Do you want to be in the Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes range where you're only throwing 5, 6, 7, 8? Of course. Is that Jared Goff, though? No. I think Jared Goff is more of the 11, 12, depending on how the games go. I think 11 to 12 is a fair number. Josh Allen threw 14 last year.
He could also be in that Josh Allen cat, but also Josh is throwing 36 touchdowns.
So again, what am I asking Goff to do this year? Yeah. Process information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking him to go win me games. I'm asking him to manage games and be a good, stable quarterback. Well, by that objective, Jared Goff shouldn't throw the 11-12 number because his job is to protect the football. His job is to make the right reads. And I don't think they're going to ask him, barring the occasional halftime Hail Mary, end of game Hail Mary, if they need to, ends up in an interception. You can skew the numbers. But I'm going to go with 11 interceptions. I think 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a solid number. That's what I'm going to go with. I think he'll throw the same amount of yards.
And also, you look at last season to end the what was it? Last 8 games, 15 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think it was 8. I don't know the exact number, but regardless,
I think down the stretch it was 18-1 over 10 games.
Think about that. Like that. That's elite.
Unsustainable.
Yeah, that's unsustainable. That's my point.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't even do that over a whole season, right?
So by default, he will regress. But regress meaning, I don't think significantly. If something happens, then yeah, there's an issue. But Ben Johnson, even the second year with this offense, there's a whole year of game tape on what they do. So there's going to be an adjustment period. Now you have Jared Goff coming back with the same OC, same quarterback coach. Mark Brunell's still there. So that's positive for Jared Goff. But I think he should be just as productive, especially if this offensive line can stay healthy. Amon-Ra stays healthy. Jameson gets back. You still got a plethora of wide receivers, guys that aren't go-to guys, but guys that can still come in and play their role. Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, and
Would
so
you
on and so forth.
agree with me that David Montgomery's going to have his first 1,000-yard year since, 20?
Well, he had a 1,000-yard year.
Yeah.
Yes, since then.
I think since his second year in the league.
Yes, I would agree.
I'm pretty sure it was. So
I think so.
That year he averaged, God, I hope I'm not wrong, 4.2, 4.3 yards a carry. I think that number will be a lot higher in Detroit. Way better offensive line, great break tackle ability. David Montgomery's going to have a very productive year. You thought Jamal Williams was productive?
Yeah.
David Montgomery's 5-10 times the running back Jamal Williams was. So I think you're going to have a different dynamic here. You're going to be ahead in games now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to ask Goff to throw so much. So where I struggle, and that's what we'll get to next, is Jahmyr Gibbs. I really, really don't know how to project him. I don't. And you give me player examples, I would love to hear. I tried pulling Matt Forte, Austin Eckler early on in their career, not in their prime, but early on, just pass-catching backs. Even Jamal Charles, right? It's tough. I couldn't find, not the comp, but I couldn't find the number that I was comfortable with. So what do I project him? 1,000 yards from scrimmage, I would hope.
Oh, of course,
I spent the 12th overall pick on him. How do I achieve that? Is it 50-50, 500 yards rushing, 500 receiving? Is it 40-60, 400 rushing, 600 receiving? Because you're going to miss Jameson Williams the first 6 games of the year. That's where I struggle. Do I think 1,000 yards from scrimmage? Yes. Do I think 5 to 7, maybe even 8 touchdowns? I think 7, 8 is pushing it because I think David Montgomery's going to get a lot of that. But my expectation, at least 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Would you agree? No,
absolutely. Yeah, I would even say 1,000 to 1,300 yards from scrimmage. I think Jahmyr's going to get the opportunity, A, but B, he's got the skill set. You look at how they can utilize Jahmyr Gibbs, and again, credit to Matt Broder for pointing all this out for us because he was down there at OTAs, where they had Jahmyr Gibbs lining up, and he noted here as well, featured all over the offense, running back, slot, X receiver, like where they're utilizing Jahmyr Gibbs, and Ben Johnson, I think, even talked about this. He told Jahmyr, we're going to use you a lot more in the passing game than they did at Alabama. So 1,000 to 1,300 yards from scrimmage is doable, especially without JMO. So I think that's fair. I don't know how to compare him either, because even Alvin Kamara, who was a third-round pick, his rookie year, he had over 100 carries. He had 120 carries. He went for 700 and 800. So he went for well over 1,500 yards from scrimmage. I don't think he'll do that.
So that's the problem
there wasn't
I have.
David Montgomery in front of Alvin Kamara. They had Mark Ingram, but still, I think 1,300 is like max for me.
Austin Eckler went undrafted, okay? Austin Eckler, his rookie year, didn't start any games, but, he was a second back. And I'm not saying Jameer's going to be the second back, but if you think along those lines, Austin Eckler is too low of a number for me. 260 yards rushing, 280 receiving.
Mm-hmm.
That's way too low. I didn't spend the 12th overall pick for undrafted production. Now you go to Jamal Charles, and then, now you're cooking. I think Jamal Charles, a great example. His first year in the league, 357 rushing, 300 receiving. Getting close to the 1,000 mark, but I think we have a happy medium here. There's Alvin Kamara, and then there's Jamal Charles, Austin Eckler. I think Gibbs has got to be somewhere in the middle. Lucas, I know you love Jahmyr Gibbs, so I'd love to hear what you think on this. Jahmyr Gibbs, 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Unlikely? Am I being unfair? Or is that a good number?
No, I think it's completely fair, just because the Jamal Charles, in my opinion, is the best comparison you can have. And I specifically think back to that game he had against the Raiders. I want to say it was like 2013, around then. But he had 4 receiving touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. I'm not expecting Jahmyr Gibbs to do that every week. But there's going to be plenty of times where we see David Montgomery in the backfield and Jahmyr Gibbs in the slot.
Right. And
when you do that, it's not only creating problems for the defense, it's creating more opportunity for Jahmyr Gibbs, because he's a receiver and a running back. So, I think his floor has got to be 850 total yards. And total yards, I'd probably for the ceiling, I'd probably go 1,200. Just because, like you said, with Montgomery there, he's going to have 150, 200 carries. Plus, he's still going to be in the receiving end. So,
and also, to your point, too, about Jahmyr, where he's going to be, if you're in the slot and you're getting guys matched up against Jahmyr, linebackers, etc., the guy's going to get the football. And even if you go back, and I wanted to just check Mark Ingram, because I brought up Kamara's stats, and again, not comparing the two players, because they're a little different. Jahmyr's a little smaller than Alvin, but regardless, Mark Ingram, in the year where Alvin Kamara had his rookie year, he went for 700 yards, had over 120 carries, 800 yards receiving. So 700 yards rushing, 800 yards receiving. Mark Ingram that year went for 1,100 yards and had over 200 carries. So that's a similar, I think, situation. Not that statistically.
How many carries did Alvin Kamara get? That would be my question.
120.
Okay, thank you. Because that's the number I think that's realistic. I know you said 150, Lucas, to 200.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever touch 150 unless David Montgomery gets hurt. I think what you're going to see is 220 to 240 rush attempts for David Montgomery, maybe even more. And you're going to see anywhere from 90 to 120 for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Right.
And then you're going to see the 55, 60 targets in the receiving game that compensate for that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my expectation. And could he do the 700, 800? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But if he averages 5 yards a carry on those 100 touches, that's 500 yards rushing. If he averages 7, 8 yards on a reception, and he catches 40 balls, that's another 320 yards. So you're already at 820, and I'm being super, super, super conservative on that number.
Mm-hmm. And by the way,
I think the expectation has to be 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Not that you call him a bust or anything, but you're looking to get production out of a first-round pick. That's not crazy of me to say.
No, you expect production. Even for Kamara, he was a third-round pick. So for him to do what he did his rookie year, and the reason why I brought up the Saints backfield in 2017 is because it's a similar mold. Mark Ingram, David Montgomery. Not that they're the same back, but what the role will be, getting a majority of the carries, that's what I'm comparing. And then Kamara, the luxury back, the guy you're going to use in the pass game, that's Jahmyr Gibbs. So again, before anybody freaks out about comparing the players, I'm not. Just the situation. I think it'll be similar for Jahmyr. You're right. Probably 8 to 10 carries a game, but more so in the receiving end. He's going to be dangerous.
So there's a lot of talk about the rookies. There's a lot of talk about Goff. There's a lot of talk about the new players on the team that we've brought onto the Lions. Who returning to the Lions this year, what offensive player do you think is going to make the most progress in this offseason, coming off of last season, and will make the most difference this next year? returning.
Josh Reynolds, because I'm not going to say Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Because you know what he brings.
I know, he's elite.
Yeah.
He's one of the 12 best receivers in the NFL. So do I expect Amon-Ra to go for 1,500? No. I don't think that's his game. I think his game is 90 to 110 catches and getting 10, 11 yards a pop, which is not even close to 1,500 yards. So, to me, Amon-Ra in a prime year is 1,200, 1,300 yards maybe at the most.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think more than that, given the nature of how he plays. I'd go Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, because that's the tough, because even the guys that they're going to depend on more are new additions. So, like David, Jameer, Samuel Porta, these guys are all new. I would say those guys making an impact, but we'll see. Maybe one of those tight ends pop off. Maybe Samuel Porta takes a back seat. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's not a returning player, right?
So
we'll take a break. When we get back, let's switch the topics. At 9 o'clock coming up, Gabby, we'll do your questions at 9 o'clock. At 9:15, we'll do our favorite athletes. That's always a fun one. But coming up next, Celtics win again, and the Pistons have sent me...
Oh, gosh. They're not even playing right now.
Into a state of... I want to fucking kill myself.
What?
And we'll get to it.
Okay. All right.
I'm not happy. I've been listening to Pistons Twitter.
You know what you need to do?
What?
For your mental health, you probably wouldn't agree with this. Go watch the Detroit Tigers. How about that? They've won 3 out of the last 4 games.
We know where this is
You
going
want
to
me
go.
to clap like a seal?
So let me tell you about...
You want me to clap like a seal?
Let me tell you about Cintron, because we all know where this is going to go. Okay?
Fair enough.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and you can also find them as the exclusive energy drink of Comerica Park and Pine Knob. So right now, you can go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward and get yourself a 6-pack, the variety pack, to try it out for just $15 plus free shipping. That's drinkcintron.com/Woodward.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Would you like to see famous athletes like Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, and Jim Harbaugh golf with some average Joes? Well, now you can. We are bringing you the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour to woodwardsports.com. Great episodes coming all summer long, and the first time that you can get your golf fix at Woodward Sports. So be sure to tune in and keep up with our website to see when episodes are coming out.
I love it. 8:48 on a beautiful Friday morning. What do you guys got planned this weekend, by the way, before we get to this shitty conversation?
Not too much. Honestly, I know everyone's got big Memorial Day plans. Maybe I'm going to go out on the water. I got a Jelly Roll concert today.
A what?
You know who Jelly Roll is? I didn't know who he was either, to be fair. I never heard of Jelly Roll. And then I saw a picture of him. And he, when you think of Jelly Roll, like if you picture him in your head what he looks like, he probably looks like that.
The hell's a Jelly Roll?
He's a country / hip hop / Christian music artist. He's pretty big though. I never heard of him. Maybe the chat knows.
You okay, buddy?
How am I? Because I'm going to see someone new, I'm not right in the head. Jelly Roll?
I'm just checking on you. Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll. Yes. Jelly Roll.
Gabby, anything?
Going to see him.
You know? Mm-hmm. Of course you know. Fuck you guys, honestly.
Okay.
I have a diverse music catalog.
Have my back, chat. Is Adam out of line for not knowing Jelly Roll? Because I didn't know who Jelly Roll is.
At least the name. I feel like most people, if you said the name, would recognize the name.
Right. Especially
Maybe
if you
not
have
super well versed in his music. Not super well versed in his music, but I know he's an artist.
Okay, so the chat's saying they know Jelly Roll. All right. I just found out about him, so I'm doing that this weekend, but not too much, to be honest with you.
JB, what do you got planned?
I honestly don't.
You seen Jelly Roll, buddy?
No, I'm not seeing Jelly Roll, but I do know who he is.
You're missing out, JB.
I know. I do know who he is. Adam, I think you just don't have that big of music catalog to really know the name. But honestly, if you see him, you would probably like him. Are you Googling him right now?
I have no idea who he is. All I know is he needs to get on a diet.
Oh, God, I knew this.
Well, his name is Jelly Roll, so.
I knew it.
At least he's leaning into it. Making some money off of it.
Jelly Roll. That's... You know what?
Hey, no Jelly Roll slander allowed.
All right, fair enough. Gabby, what do you got going on?
This weekend I'm celebrating my grandma's 75th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lots of family time, lots of time out on the boat, friends and family over, big cookout. It'll be good.
I like it. See, Gabby's the only normal person here.
Wholesome weekend. Wholesome weekend with the family.
All right, Jeff, your Boston Celtics. Your Boston Celtics. Won again.
Why is it okay? Everything's
They're now
mine.
down 3-2.
You
I know.
notice that?
Yep.
My Boston Celtics.
Yep.
All right,
just
go
like
on.
your Los Angeles Lakers, you fucking asshole. Anyways.
Okay, here you go. By the way, I'll just get it out the way. Are they coming back? No, they're not.
Wait. You really don't think there's a chance?
Well, there's always a chance.
In my opinion, the next game is Game 7.
Hey, there's a chance I could be president one day. All right? So it's probably slim to none. So the Celtics,
They've won
there's
2
a chance.
in a row.
I get that. But you have to understand.
And they've dominated.
Hold on. Let me explain. All right? From the Miami Heat's perspective, Gabe Vincent, who's actually been performing really well, he gets an ankle injury. And what happens, Adam? He doesn't play through it. They rest him for the game. So you know what that tells me? They're thinking, not saying they gave up and said, we're going to give him this game. But Gabe Vincent, if you bench Gabe Vincent, there's not a lot of depth there with Miami as it is. Like they have Jimmy, Bam, Kevin. They got a good collective of role players that have played well. Gabe Vincent's been one of their better players. So for him to rest over an ankle injury tells me they're like, all right, we'd rather have him back 150% at home. So is the pressure on Miami to win at home next game? Absolutely. You don't want to go back to Boston. But to be honest, Adam, I can't even act like Boston's this big home court advantage. They won the first 2 games at Boston.
It's not about home court. It's more so about psychologically. You've blown a 3-0 lead. It's now 3-2, right? You have 1 game to close it out comfortably at home. And if you lose that game, all the pressure in the world is going to be on you. And you know what? One thing you said that pissed me off was that, you labeled Jimmy Butler, which I understand why, a superstar. And I get it. Playoff Jimmy, phenomenal. I agree with that. But this is my problem with anointing people. Even Tatum. It's like, these guys show their ass off more often than not when they absolutely can't afford to. Where was Jimmy Butler last night? Where? You're up 3-1.
That's fair.
Set the tone. Team struggling from the field, get to the mid-range and go get your points. Put up 40. Try to win the game. Miami didn't look like they were going to win the game yesterday.
Well, the first quarter. I mean, it was 35-20 after the first quarter. Like
but that's not insurmountable.
But that's not Miami. Like to give up 35 in the first period. Miami's better than this. I got to give credit to, and by the way, that's the thing we're going to find out, is Miami better than this? Because they've shot the ball extremely well this series, and they're kind of coming back down to earth. They weren't great in the regular season, so that's something to watch as well. They got to get back to shooting the ball well. But the other thing is, credit to the Boston Celtics, and I'm going to give a specific shout out to Jason Tatum, because we criticized him, talked about him on the show, that he's missing that part of his game, making others better. I got to give him credit last night. I mean, he again, 21, 8, and 11. 11 assists, almost had a triple-double. So
close your eyes.
And I read you how they're moving the ball, it's leading them to wins.
If I ask you to close your eyes, I read you a list of names. I go through Boston's roster and Miami's. Who's more talented?
Boston. Yeah, clearly.
It's not even close. It's really not even close. The number 2 for Boston is miles ahead of the number 2 for Miami.
Yeah.
The number 3 for Boston is miles ahead of the number 3 for Miami. Like, I know it's never been done. But in all the 3-0 series that I've watched in my life, you never see the team that's the obviously more talented team down 3-0. I think Boston has a chance. Do I think Miami should and will close it? Tough to say given their last 2 performances, but Jeff, Boston's the better team.
Yeah, they are.
If we just didn't play the games and we chalked everything up on paper, Boston would have won the championship.
But guess what?
And they didn't. Last year they didn't.
Yes.
And they were up 2-1. And this year, Boston down 3-0 to Miami. They're the better team. They are. They're more talented. but they were down 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're seeing them storm ahead. And when they get ahead, very difficult to catch up to them. So,
you know what?
We'll see.
The two things that I'm interested to see, one thing that if the Celtics can repeat, last night, 4 20-point scorers for the Celtics. First time that's happened this entire season. So they played well, but can they replicate that? And also, Jimmy Butler, 14, 5, and 5, lowest points in the entire postseason. So you got two things that are very rare. Jimmy having 14 and 4 20-point scorers. We'll see if those things can replicate or will replicate.
I'm willing to bet my money.
Because Jimmy's not going to have another 14 points. He's
well, do we know if
next
Miami's the favorite tonight or tomorrow night or no?
Well, they'll be at home, so I would assume.
I'm assuming Boston's going to be the favorite still.
In Miami, we'll see.
We'll see. But
I still think Miami. JB, I don't want to go to you on this.
Celtics are the favorite.
Yep, I told you.
Give me. What do you think? Celtics coming back down 3-0?
No, they are not coming back down 3-0. And Jeff, I want to ask you this question as well too. Did you see the look on Jimmy Butler's face the past 2 games? That little smirk, that smile he had on his face.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. He's like a lion right now. He's just playing with his food a little bit. That's what he's doing. He's trying to give Boston and the Celtics hope. Just a little bit of hope. Just so he can come and put that dagger right in their backs right there at the last final moment. And I think that's going to come up in this next game. So,
yeah,
give me the heat. I don't care.
JB, very fair point. He beat Joe Mazzulla in the NCAA tournament. Now he's looking at it like, you know what? Instead of sweeping you guys and firing Joe, I'll give Joe 2 games. And then I'm going to close it out here. So Joe doesn't look as bad. That's got to be what
And I'm going to walk on water after I finish the show.
No, I think Miami closes it out. But I'm telling you this. If they lose this game in Miami, you hit the panic button. Because although I think Miami could still win at Boston, Game 7, you know what's at stake. Throwing a 3-0 lead, that's in your psyche. Whether they want to admit it or not, Boston's going to have, they're going to be playing with leverage there. Like, hey, we're down 3-0. We're in Game 7. Let's roll. We're at home. Miami's got to win this game.
I want to see playoff Jimmy.
They have
playoff Jimmy's the only way Miami wins Game 6. It's going to take a 40-point triple-double performance from Jimmy Butler.
And like 4 or 5 steals. Like he's got to be
seriously.
Yeah, he's got to be.
They want to win Game 6. That's what it's going to take because there's not a reliable second scorer on Miami. Kyle Lowry? Nah. Bam Adebayo? Hell no. Good luck.
And let me ask you this, because just to kind of put a bow on it. Game 7, who do you trust? Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, or that roster with Joe Mazzulla? Because that's also part of it, too. Jimmy Butler in Game 7?
Again, there's a talent gap here.
Because
it's significant.
Yes, as a roster, yes.
So, like, Larry Brown and the Pistons. Larry Brown and the Pistons against those Lakers, I mean, that was a fucking talented Piston team. It was not the Showtime Lakers. It wasn't the Bee's Knees. It wasn't Kobe and Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a damn good basketball team. Probably the greatest defensive basketball team in NBA history. You had Ben Wallace, superstar defensive player. Sheed Wallace, tone setter, unbelievable player. Could get you a bucket anytime you needed it. Rip Hamilton, excellent scorer. Tayshaun Prince, two-way player. Chauncey Billups, your floor general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look. The Miami Heat are just Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler and a bunch of undrafted guys that are really having a good series.
Yeah, even Bam, he's pretty good.
Bam's not a consistent scorer.
Nobody that on Jimmy's level or close to. No.
Do I think Boston can still lose? Yeah. But they're the more talented team. They're the deeper team. They can get 3-point shots from Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon more consistently than Miami can from their 2 guys.
Fair.
So, again, I think Boston can do it. If you're asking me to pick between Spoelstra, Jimmy, and Tatum and Mazzulla, obviously I'm going to go with Spoelstra because I just respect the hell out of the coaching. I think it does matter.
Mm-hmm.
But how much can it matter when the talent gap is this much? The Lakers' talent gap wasn't this much between them and the Pistons. It just wasn't. Maybe National saw it that way. Good for them. I don't care.
Yeah, they looked at the 2 best
players. It was
players.
Kobe and Shaq and a bunch of role players.
Right.
And a banged-up Karl Malone and Gary Payton. Like, it was... Had the Pistons played the Lakers 2 years prior in the finals, they would have lost. but that was the 4th consecutive final. It was on the tail end of that relationship. Pistons found him at a good time.
Tension between
but
Kobe
it
and
wasn't
Shaq
the best
as well.
version of that duo.
Yes.
It just wasn't.
And really, the narrative was, well, the 2 best players in the series are on the Lakers. Like that was the narrative. This is a little different. 2 best players are on different teams. You'd say Tatum and Butler. So a little different. But
the guy
we'll see.
that appreciates history in me wants to see the Boston Celtics force Game 7. Maybe not come back, because I love that it's 0-146, whatever the number is. But would like to see them force a Game 7. I only think maybe a handful of teams, 4 or 5 teams, have ever forced a Game 7 in this scenario.
Part of me, selfishly, as an NBA fan, I want to see the comeback. And also, to be quite honest with you, I would much rather have Denver and Boston. I think that'd be a better finals. Miami.
If you're a real NBA fan, you just want the series to be fucking over with because it's garbage. If you're a real NBA fan.
Celtics, whoever's in the finals, I think Denver wins. So we'll see.
Let's take a break. When we get back, top of the hour, it's 9:01 already. Gabby's going to ask us some questions, and I am terrified because I'm probably not going to answer any of them. So, yay, here we go. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy, please.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. You could try some classic breakfast items. You can get yourself some breakfast, like some strawberry hotcakes or mouth-watering red velvet waffles. But if you don't want breakfast, you can still get lunch as well, the strawberry bacon chicken wrap, or cool off with their refreshing summer splash salad. But again, if you want dessert, they got it as well, including their very delicious classic strawberry pie, deep-fried vanilla Oreos, or strawberry hot fudge cake, and more at Big Boy.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here at woodwardsports.com. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening wherever you listen to your podcast, download and leave a 5-star review. And if you're watching at woodwardsports.com, check out everything else that we have going on the website as well. Clips, articles, and merchandise coming at you. And now,
it's all you.
A bit of fun.
It's all you.
For this Friday. First of all, I don't know if Adam was aware of this, but this weekend is the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500.
That ain't just Adam, by the way.
Is that NASCAR or
I didn't
Formula
know that.
1?
I didn't know that either.
Is that NASCAR or Formula 1?
JB, did you know?
Can somebody answer?
I actually don't even know what.
Okay, so that's 3.
Alex?
You're kidding.
Alex,
okay, this is going to be fantastic.
Alex, did you know?
I did not know it was this weekend.
Man, we're bad. We're bad with this.
I've heard of the Indy 500.
Yes,
Don't
I know
get
what
me
it
wrong,
is. I didn't
but-
know it was this
Okay,
weekend.
okay.
I didn't know.
So it is this weekend. And to celebrate that, along with Adam's lack of knowledge,
Thank you.
We're going to play
Proudly.
a little trivia on the Indianapolis 500 to kick off our Memorial Day weekend in a very Midwestern American way.
I'm ready.
So, JB, if you could please, question number 1 on the board. What is the distance of 1 lap around the oval? A, 10 miles, B, 4 miles, C, 2.5 miles, and D, 1.75
All right, hold on.
Wait.
miles.
We're not working together, right? This is
No, fuck you. You're on your own.
okay because I'm not giving
We'll
you
keep
my.
track. We'll keep score here. We'll keep score.
Well, I don't want to give you any. Okay.
You can switch off. Jeff, you can go first, and then Adam goes
All
first.
right.
Okay.
Of course you go second. Get my.
First the worst, second the best, bitch.
So one of these is more high than the other. So I'm going to take off 10 because it's 2,
Real
1, and
critical
4.
thinking there,
so
buddy.
critical thinking.
Chad, don't give away the answers.
I'm taking
Wins
off
the
10.
fun.
Just give the damn answer.
I'll do.
We need like a
Do B.
stopwatch.
Give me
All right,
4.
Jeff
Give
is
me
wrong.
4.
Jeff is wrong. It's D. Tell me I'm right.
It is C. 2.5 miles.
That's what I was gonna say. C.
Okay.
It's
right.
2.5. What the fuck?
Well,
All right.
It's stupid.
at least the
Well,
critical thinking worked.
0 points.
Go fuck yourself.
0 points on the board.
Damn.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It is tradition for the winner to drink a pint of what drink at the end of the race? A, champagne, B,
No.
milk, C,
No.
OJ, D,
B.
beer.
No way it's milk.
It's B.
There's no
B.
way.
It's fucking B.
There's no way.
It's B. I'm an American. I know
All
my
right.
shit.
Jeff, what's your answer?
You're not. There's no way it's milk.
Jeff, what's
Get the
your
points
answer?
right with me. I
get-
got this. I'm carrying you right now. It's B. I'm telling you. I
You
fucking
know what?
know.
If I'm an if I'm an IndyCar, if I'm racing
You're not though.
afterwards,
Just fucking take my answer.
I'm gonna
Trust
I'm
me.
gonna cool off with some OJ.
Oh, you
I'm
fucking
gonna go,
idiot.
no, A. I'll go A.
You
Champagne.
fucking idiot.
Champagne.
So
It's milk.
the answer is milk.
I know.
Why?
Because
Why?
you got milk, bitch.
It is
Why you
tradition supporting the dairy farmers. It's gone back almost the entire length of the race, and one time somebody drank orange juice and they got demolished.
Why?
Demolished.
Because you didn't want milk.
This is America, motherfucker.
Yes, it's tradition.
So wait, OJ's
It's
not
supportive
American.
of the dairy farmers.
Oh, okay. My apologies to the dairy farmers out there.
I
My
got. That's
apologies.
the 100% I knew.
1 point for Adam.
I'm winning this bitch. Let's go.
Hey, Adam, don't let me get one.
Oh, don't let me get one.
Don't
I
let me
already
get
got
one. Don't let.
All right, what's next,
Why
JB?
milk?
Next, we have how many women have
Oh, God.
started in the Indy
Oh,
500?
you're gonna get this one wrong.
D.
A 200, B 1, C 10.
I'm gonna
D,
go with
18.
I'm gonna go with D.
I'm gonna go C.
And Jeff is now on the board.
I'm on the board.
C is correct.
Stupid. 10 is such a
women-
stupid number.
Don't let me
10
get one.
women have started in the Indy 500.
Don't let me get
Who
one.
even counts?
Well, it's like only 10 people. It's not that hard to count. All right, next.
God damn it.
The Indy 500 is known as the greatest blank in racing. A, spectacle, B, sensation, C, shit show, and D, steadfast tradition.
I know shit show would be the easy no, but I mean, it's kind of intriguing at the same time. The Indy 500 is known as the greatest
I'm gonna go with D.
steadfast tradition. I know
Yeah.
that sounds too politically correct, doesn't it?
It's not political. It's only makes sense.
Like spectacle, sensation.
It's not a spectacle.
Give
They're
me
fucking
D,
making
too.
a left turn
Give
for
me-
4
give me-
hours.
give me
It's not
D.
sensational. They're making left turns for 4
No,
fucking hours.
I'm gonna go with Adam. Give me D.
All right,
Steadfast.
the Indy 500 is known as the greatest spectacle in
Oh, that's
racing.
bullshit.
Spectacle.
That is bullshit.
Come on.
Spectacle. They make. Oh, he's making a left turn. A minute later, he's making another left turn. Yeah, it really turns me on.
Come on.
What a fucking sport.
Steadfast tradition seemed too right. Maybe, yeah, that's
All right,
that.
so we are tied right now. 1-1.
You suck as much as I do, so you can't say anything. All right.
All right, next we have
Oh God.
if all of the Indy 500 hot dogs and bratwurst sold on race day were placed end to end, how many times would they circle the track?
What?
Wow.
A.
That's a pretty disgusting question.
Give me A.
A, 6.
All right, because I'm a
B1,
whore, I'm gonna go with
C9.
9. So Jeff's
D,
answer is 6-9 with me.
The answer is D, 3. It's
Oh
actually
my.
just over 3. So,
That's a lot of hot dogs.
a lot
Holy
of hot
shit.
dogs.
Yeah.
Nothing
this-
like America.
That is,
Memorial Day, race car
Yeah.
racing.
taking
You
a
can't
lot of-
celebrate
dogs.
Memorial Day without a hot dog in your mouth, right, Jeff?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that, but you eat it without the bun, so I don't want to hear it from you. All right.
Oh God. All right, next.
Eating glizzies without
Okay.
the bun.
What do we got?
This is the final question, the tiebreaker.
So we've only
unless I
gotten
need to-
one?
Yeah.
I
God
hope you
damn
have
it.
more questions for them, Gabby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some others prepared just in case this kind of situation
What is the
happened.
winning
What is the winning trophy called? A, the Pat Bridges, B, the Speed Racer, C, the Lightning McQueen, or D, the Borg.
Okay, well, it's not Lightning McQueen. All
Oh
right.
wow, look at you, Mr.
So,
Smartass.
I crossed that one off.
Hopefully this is.
Critical thinking. It's not Speed Racer. I would say D.
All right, so I'm gonna disagree with Jeff here, and I'm gonna go with A because I'm thinking of what's a Midwestern name. Borg Warner sounds fucking German, or fucking Pat Bridges.
Okay, now why do you say it like that?
Fuck you. You
I already
submitted
locked
D.
it in?
So I'm going with A.
I don't know. No, D's wrong. No,
Is it A?
You made a good point.
Lock in your answers.
I'm locked in at A. You're not.
I can't change?
You can't change. Fuck you.
I don't think it's Borg Warner. give me A. I'm changing. Pat Bridges.
Please tell me it's D so Jeff doesn't win.
It was D.
No way! No way! It's freaking Borg Warner. Borg freaking Warner.
I cannot believe you just did that. I cannot believe you just did that.
I think I just broke the desk.
Oh wow.
Borg Warner.
Borg Warner.
I actually think I knew that answer.
What?
Oh
Yep,
my
Borg
god.
Warner.
Who names these things? What is Borg Warner? I'm not educated.
How do people even watch like NASCAR and Indy racing and Formula One?
Okay, I will say I have been to the Indy 500.
Being at the
once,
track is different.
and it was the most wild experience.
That's different.
Yeah.
But on TV, sitting on a couch for hours, watching them do the same shit, making the same turn, and doing a pit stop, like shame on you.
Okay,
I don't know.
Borg Warner's a company. I did not.
Yeah, it's an automotive company.
So there you go.
Well, I thought they were naming it after an engineer or something. What do I know?
All right, so I guess we now have to have like a tiebreaker
Yep.
here. So I'm just gonna pull up some
Just
additional questions for you.
Pull anything.
So that you can have a, you know.
You could have won, Jeff. I gave it to you. I literally gave
when
it
did
to
the
you.
first Indy 500 take place? 1927, 1915, 1999, 1911. I don't have these written out.
It's not on the board, you
It's not on the
dipshit.
board. Because you guys screwed up. I thought for sure at least one of you would get some of these right.
Okay,
I mean,
read
you only got
give me
one.
the answers again.
The Indy 500 first took place in 1927, 1999, 1957, or 1911.
I'll go 1929.
I plead the. I mean, what am I supposed to answer here?
Then look at the chat.
What are the fucking answers again? 1929?
Oh my God, I can't do this. It's 1911.
Oh, we were all wrong. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oy,
there you go.
oy, oy.
Jesus.
Where does the Indianapolis 500 take place?
Houston. What do you think? Fucking Indianapolis.
Well, I
officer.
mean, your answers were not going so well so far.
Yeah, that.
It was not going well. Do you know what the track is called where the Indianapolis 500 takes place?
Homestead? That was close, right?
Um,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt this one. I know it's gonna be bad. If I take a guess, it's gonna be way off. I don't know. I don't know.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
No, that's fucking
too
stupid.
odd. That's the.
Do you know what the center of the Indy 500 racetrack is called?
The center? What the fuck is that? There's a center of a track?
It's an oval.
What the hell do they put in the middle of it?
Oh, you're not gonna know. It's called the Snake Pit.
Snake Pit.
Yep, and they have concerts going on in the center.
How can they even hear
How can you even hear what?
the concert?
I've been. When I went to the Indy 500, I went to the Snake Pit, and it was all DJs. It's like a one-day DJs back to back, like very high-end DJs, and you can't even tell the race is going on.
So we're not going to find a winner here. This is what you're telling me.
True or false? There are golf courses within the Indianapolis Speedway.
No, false.
True.
True. Winner. Done.
Alex, put up the graphic. It's time. It's time to debut the graphic. Put it up.
This is so fucking stupid.
Put it up, baby.
I don't know
Jeff
why I do
wins.
this show.
Jeff wins.
Jeff wins. And you know
There
what?
are 3 holes. There are
You
3
won.
holes. There's no winner graphic.
By a technicality.
No, I got a graphic.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
You won by a technicality. All right? You were just as shit as I was.
To be honest, you both lost.
It's like the Rockets
terrible.
and the Pistons playing in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's like
They're both shit
it's
teams.
like, I just beat you on an NFL field 3-0. Like it
You
was
know, you won 2-0.
It was a safety.
It was a safety. God damn it.
Alex, you have the KO graphic? No.
Get fucked.
Okay.
We're taking a
Once
break.
again, you've lost.
All right.
We're taking a break. When we get back, we'll go across the room. Your favorite athletes you've ever watched growing up. Doesn't have to be the best. Your favorite. Big difference. We'll get to that next. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Let me tell you about them. Swiss Insurance, and you talk about drafting players or attending any IndyCar race. Apparently, you need insurance, and contact Swiss Insurance because again, they'll give you the most cost-effective plan and protect you like the best O-line in the league, like the Detroit Lions. Mark at SwissINS.com. That's Mark at SwissINS.com, or go to www.swissins.com for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show at woodwardsports.com, where Adam and Jeff, the hosts, know absolutely nothing about the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indy 500.
What a stupid name.
You can go back and listen to the previous segment on YouTube or on wherever you listen to your podcast. Download and leave a 5-star review. And now we're back talking
The greatest
about
spectacle,
our
my ass.
You know what, Alex?
400,000 people watch the race live.
players.
It's garbage.
Well, I would say, Alex, I would say I won by KO. Would you agree with that?
Oh, he's so stupid. Go fuck yourself.
Look at this. Yes, sir.
This is what's going to happen whenever we do these trivia games.
I'm fighting Jake Paul, actually, very soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's what's going on.
Oh, look, you covered the I came part on your thing. So now it's just I came, no. I saw, I conquered, right? Is that all it says now?
This is the graphic I will be throwing up if things like this happen.
Say,
all right?
I think the best things about the Indy 500, you are allowed to bring your own cooler of beverages in.
Oh, that is amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I like the sport now.
Yeah.
Adam, we should go. We should attend. We should attend these events.
I think you know better than to take a road trip with them anywhere.
We are very uncultured with this stuff, especially NASCAR racing. Like,
if I go down south, it's over. Let alone into the middle of America, and I go to Iowa or Indianapolis, it's over.
Down south?
It's over. Wherever it is.
Do you know where the state of Indiana is?
Yes, in the Midwest. Yes, I do.
Okay, there you go. At least we know.
God damn it.
Adam, does the state of Indiana come up to the state of Michigan or no?
Does it come up to the state of Michigan? What do you mean?
Border each other or no?
No.
Jesus.
They do?
Adam.
Okay, you know what? Take everything I said. I don't want to go on a road trip with this man. You don't know where we're going. You wouldn't even know
how the fuck am I supposed to know this?
Because you live in America.
You live in America.
You live in the United States.
You went through schools in the United States of America. There are literally maps everywhere.
I mean, I haven't looked at a map in like 20 years.
What? You
Did
have not
you
looked.
pull up a GPS to go anywhere? Have you
sure?
ever traveled
I've been to
out
Illinois.
of the state?
Doesn't that border fucking Michigan?
So when you went to Illinois and you looked at a map and you said, okay, I'm going to Illinois. Let's see what route it wants me to take. The route is long enough that the map on your phone has to zoom out to show you which states border the state of Michigan.
Hey, Mitch M says, bro doesn't even know where Waterford is. How would he know where Indiana is?
Thank you. Somebody fucking understands me.
Only 50 states. We only.
God damn it.
Joe says, get Adam a globe for his birthday. That's a good idea. I think you need a map for your birthday.
I don't want a map. I don't want to know where anything is. I want everybody to leave me alone and let me watch my sports in peace.
So wait, okay, follow-up question. Do you know which states border the state of Michigan?
Ohio.
There you go.
Illinois.
Now you.
Right? No?
Yeah.
Wisconsin?
Indiana.
And Indiana, I'd assume now.
Ohio and Wisconsin.
Not Illinois. Illinois doesn't touch, it doesn't border us, really? So we go through Indiana to get to Illinois.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Oh, well.
It's okay. You tried.
You have to go through Gary, Indiana.
Well, I got two of
to
them.
Illinois.
I got two of them, at
Into
least.
Chicago.
Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin.
Who even likes Indiana? It's a shit fucking state anyways.
Okay, well, I would, and now we got beef with
Okay,
Indiana.
no, let me not talk shit about Indiana.
Yeah, see,
'cause
now we got
I don't
beef.
like Ohio. Ohio's the shit state. I'm not going to do that to Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Indianapolis, I heard good people, good city, so I'm not going to say anything bad about them. I probably fit in more in Indianapolis than I do in Detroit, to be honest.
At least you know how to...
Indianapolis.
Or Baton Rouge. I don't know, one of the two.
At least you know how to navigate this area. We'll just say thank you. We're thankful for that.
I mean,
well, start small. You can get home. You can get to work. You can get to Detroit.
I have a GPS. Why do I have to stare at a
That is
fucking
the
map?
most.
Don't look at
I
the
have
GPS.
a GPS is the most. Oh gosh.
What?
So if your phone dies, you're screwed. is what
No,
you're
then
saying.
I can figure out how to get fucking anywhere just based off the highway system. I at least know that enough.
Okay.
So
All right.
fuck off. All right?
All right.
Jesus Christ.
I was worried there.
What are we supposed to be doing right now?
Talking about our favorite Detroit athletes that we've seen in our lifetime.
Let's talk about Indiana athletes. How about that? Can we just talk about? Come on, Adam.
Kill me, God.
Talk to me.
How does Illinois not border fucking Michigan? It's on Lake fucking Michigan.
Can we get?
But
can we get a map,
it
please?
fucking
Can someone
shows
get a
up
map?
on Lake Michigan, though, doesn't it? Doesn't that count? The lake as a border? No.
Map of the United States.
Look at this. Jeff, WoodwardSports.com. Shout out. Good name, by the way. Jeff says, I listen to your show almost every day from Indiana.
Well, I apologize. Like I said, Ohio, everybody from Ohio can fuck off. I'm all for the people of Indiana. Sorry, Lucas.
And if you're watching us from Ohio,
Fuck you.
We love you.
No, fuck you. I hate Ohio.
He just has beef with your
awful
state.
Just an awful state. Horrible. Nothing good happens there.
Well, LeBron was born there.
Wow. Did a great thing for the world. Yay.
Oh, we got a map?
Yeah.
Illinois fucking borders Michigan, does it not? No. Because the lake, though.
No,
It's
no,
Lake fucking
no.
Michigan.
Jeez.
You have to.
It's Lake Michigan, not Lake Nebraska.
They
It
really
borders
threw up
the
a map on
water,
you.
not the state. For it to border it, it has to go up against the border of Michigan.
That's stupid.
The border of
This man's caught in
Michigan.
the lake.
That's
He
stupid.
said,
Yes, it is
borders
Lake
the
Michigan.
lake.
It borders Lake Michigan. It doesn't border the state of Michigan.
I love that. Adam's really taking this in. I think it's the first time he's seen a map of this. He's
At
really-
least I knew Wisconsin, right? I mean, I think that's impressive, right? No?
I mean, yes. Not really. Not really. That's like the bare minimum.
It's okay.
I just am like
See, this is why we're
partially in shock here. Do you have that, JB?
I think I can make a valid case for why Illinois can be counted, because the fucking lakes connect us to them. All right, they do.
But it's not
Okay,
state border.
you
I
cannot
understand.
stand-
It's a lake.
But it's
You
part of the
cannot-
fucking state. It's the Great Lakes of Michigan, not
So-
the Great Lakes of my fucking mom.
So that would mean we have like 7-8 states boarding us technically.
I can make the case for
No,
them.
you don't. You cannot make the case for it. No, it is not. There's no
This
case.
is stupid.
Can you stand with 1 foot in the state of Illinois and 1 foot in the state of Michigan?
Technically, if I count the lake, yes.
Can you stand on land with 1 foot in the state of Michigan and
then.
1 foot in the state of
No,
Illinois?
I can't unless I had Yao Ming's legs. All right, leave me alone.
Therefore,
Your point's been made.
they are not bordering each other.
This is stupid.
Joey
Welcome
says
to
it's
my
not
history
the.
lesson.
Joey says it's not the Great Lakes of Michigan.
It's just the Great Lakes.
Well, you know, I fucking fuck everybody. All right, there are lakes.
It's all right.
You know what? This solidifies my thought that we need to do a weekly "What Does Adam Know" trivia
I don't know shit.
segment, because it is really mind-boggling.
You know what? America needs people like me. That's the problem with this fucking country right now. There's too many people that are trying to get woke and fucking think like they know. I don't know everything. I admit it. Shut the fuck up.
Actually, I think America needs more people that are well aware of its geography.
No. They need dumb motherfuckers like me, because it's people like me that will sign up and join the military and do all the fucking hard work while everybody else wants to sit on a fucking lake and drink beer on a weekend, all right? I'm just saying.
Hey,
you
Adam.
need dumb people like me.
Adam, what do you think you're going to be doing this weekend?
Not on the lake?
Maybe you should be studying this map.
All right. Well, technically,
Fuck the map.
Technically, to your point, even the guys that join the military know geography. I mean,
yeah, I think they have to
like,
be
like,
at least
I would hope.
aware of where they are.
I know where everything is, but Indiana, that's a stupid answer.
Oh my god. I mean, even having it on the board now, I'm just like, wow.
All right, now this has become geography class. We now have a map behind us.
To the Miss Phillips geography class of Woodward Sports Network.
Listen, you need people like me that mind their own business, raise good families, and fuck off, all right?
Well, that's fair.
We don't
I
need
really
dumb
hope-
people having
I
a
hope-
platform and saying shit, all right?
I hope that when your child comes into this world and you get them one of the cute little puzzles that have the pegs with the little
I'm going to
map
cross out
states,
Indiana and put Illinois
that
there.
you help your child learn that the state of Michigan does not border the state of Illinois.
You just tell your son, you're like, listen here. These people out there are going to tell you that the lakes don't count as borders. You tell those people to F off. All right? The lakes count. There's like 8
because
states
I'm going to have
that
to go to
border
my
Michigan.
son's school and argue with
Canada.
the teacher on why they're trying to make him a girl in 5 years.
Okay, well,
so like I have a whole different set of problems I'm going to have to deal with as a father.
Well, I don't disagree, but I don't know how we switch topics.
Let's start with the basics.
Send my, hey, Jay, you going to school today? Yeah, Dad, I'm so excited. All right, buddy, see you later. Jay comes home 6 hours
Dad,
later.
did you
hey,
know
Dad,
that
I'm
Michigan
Jay
and
Selena.
Illinois don't border each other?
Okay,
Fucking
well,
Christ. God, the ass kicking my kid's going to get home. When he gets home. Unbelievable.
Okay, we're changing. We got to move on.
Well, I mean, I think this has taken up pretty much the whole segment.
We'll do it the next one. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
God
we'll
bless
take a
America.
break. When we
Happy
get back,
almost Memorial Day
everybody
weekend.
shut the hell up. Don't talk about the maps, history, or anything. Just shut the fuck up. We'll do top 5 athletes next. All right? Gabby, I hate you.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show at woodwardsports.com, where we cover all things sports. Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, the geography of the United States, and the Indianapolis 500. Thank you for tuning in. If you are listening via podcast, download and leave a 5-star review. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're watching on the website, check out everything else we have going on and follow at Woodward Sports.
This fucking cancel culture. A bunch of garbage. Anyways, moving on. All right, JB, Gabby, Jeff. I want to know your 5 favorite Detroit sports athletes. Doesn't have to be the best ones.
That you've watched.
That
you
you've
did
watched.
Say that you've watched.
That you've watched. Not highlights of. You watched, and you were old enough to fucking remember them, okay? So we'll go with the youngest person in the room. Jeff, you go first.
I'll start it off. Favorite player growing up and still one of my favorite players of all time, Chauncey Billups. I didn't get to see initially the NBA championship, but years after, at least the first couple years, before Chauncey was traded, unfortunately, and after that, I don't need to remind you guys what happened after that. But Chauncey Billups, to me, I still have his jersey hanging up. Chauncey's one of my favorite players of all time. Finals MVP, Mr. Big Shot. Again, you talk about a leader, somebody that can not only is an extension of the coach on the floor, but somebody in Detroit who's widely regarded as a legend for what he did while he was in Detroit. Chauncey's unquestionably one of my favorite Detroit athletes of all time, and somebody that still has an impact on the city to this day. And I still have a pipe dream that someday he'll be coaching the Pistons. So
All right, Gabby, give me a favorite player.
I mean, I'm gonna follow Jeff's lead. I feel like we should do it like by sport. No?
That's fine. I don't mind.
Oh,
Go
we
around
can
the
do
room
that.
for one basketball player. I don't
'cause
mind.
mine is the same.
Chauncey Billups.
Yep. And
Big shot.
Also,
Fucking millennials.
just another like tiny little connection. I used to dance with his daughter.
So you danced with Chauncey Billups' daughter.
Mhm.
You sang with Dave Dombrowski's fucking daughter. What's the next one?
No,
Please.
I think that's it. That covers it.
We'll see. JB, give me a favorite Detroit Piston. I would say favorite Detroit Piston. Not the best, but your favorite.
Well, I'm going to go slightly opposite of both Jeff and Gabby. I like Rip Hamilton. That was the first Pistons jersey I actually bought myself, and I still have it to this day. So, Rip Hamilton.
What about you, Adam?
I am shocked.
I kind of already know where
and
you're going to go with
offended,
this.
deeply offended by the room. I get you guys are young. JB, you're older than me. Shame on you. This
sorry, Rip
should
was
be a
better.
layup. It's Ben Wallace. The fro, the music, the fucking atmosphere at the Palace. It's not like, to me, the favorite. My goodness, Ben Wallace was must-watch TV. I didn't get hard off of Rip Hamilton shooting a corner three. Sorry. So
Coming off a screen.
favorite Detroit Piston for me. Definitely Ben Wallace. Definitely Ben Wallace. Let's go to the Tigers next. JB, you can start us off. Tiger, your favorite Tiger.
Miguel Cabrera. It's the easiest one.
I think I'm gonna have probably the most chaotic answer, so I'll go last on this one. Gabby.
Wait, JB, what was your answer?
Miguel Cabrera.
Miggy.
Well, yeah, but you can
I'll go Verlander.
All right.
But I did just see that he was asked about joining the Hall of Fame as a Tiger, and he was like, nah. He said, I have time left on my clock, and that is going to determine a lot. I know Detroit will always have a special place in my heart and in my career, and what that looks like when I retire, I can't answer that right now. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think, for me, especially with my age, and we're talking about legends that we watched, it's got to be Miguel Cabrera. Like, I was 12 years old when he won the Triple Crown, and again, I've especially growing up, I played baseball, but Miguel Cabrera was my favorite player, at least initially. Verlander's another one, but again, just to keep it simple, Triple Crown winner, Miguel Cabrera. That's been the guy for me.
I can't remember his name, which is the worst part of this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not the best answer, but it's not Brandon
Lasting
Idge. It's
impression.
the other skinny white boy who would literally play every position. I love the kid.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember him? Anybody remember the name? Don Kelly. Easily one of my favorite Tigers. I fucking love that guy. Dude would pinch hit, play catcher, go with left field, right field, second base, third. Didn't fucking matter. I love that guy.
I think he's with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I don't know what the hell he's
the
doing
coach.
now.
Shout out to Don Kelly.
Don
Wow,
Kelly was
that's
awesome.
a good one.
Don Kelly was awesome. He was one of my favorite Tigers. And, God damn it, the Mexican.
Okay, well, that's not...
Carlos Guillen? Is he Mexican or Venezuelan? I don't
you
fucking
can't
know.
just...
I can't tell the difference. Fuck off. Moving on to the next team. All right, the Lions.
When I did think it could get worse, it gets worse.
It doesn't get
But
worse.
go
It's
on.
fine what I said. I didn't say anything wrong. Fuck
right, go-
everybody. All right, Gabby, your favorite Lion. It's got to be Calvin.
I just need a moment. Well, yeah.
Okay,
That's
I'd imagine, right? Because you're too young. I just know her and Jeff's answers are going to be Calvin and Calvin, right?
Well,
Jeff?
yeah, that's my favorite football player of all time. So,
JB,
Calvin
so I
Johnson.
mean, you have to give real
Megatron!
answers.
I was going to say
You're old enough for Barry, aren't you?
I was going to say Barry Sanders just because I was old enough to see games of him, watching him in the kitchen with my mom and dad when they were sitting there watching Lions game, watching Lions lose as well, too. But still, I got to see Barry Sanders on the TV, so it was nice.
Okay, I mean, I'm only a few years older than you guys, but I wasn't old enough for Barry. The 1 year I was old enough was his last year, so it didn't resonate with me like, you know, people like JB or maybe 2, 3, 4 years older than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So Barry's not on my list. Calvin, easily the best Lion I ever watched, but I'm like my favorite Detroit Lion, dude. Come on, the dude with the fucking contact lenses.
Oh,
White boy. What was his name? I don't remember their names. That's the problem.
My goodness.
Kyle Vanden Bosch.
Yeah,
crazy motherfucker with the red contact lenses. I love that dude.
Imagine,
He
Dan
was
Campbell.
excellent.
Dan Campbell would love that guy.
Vanden Bosch was fucking awesome. Ezekiel Ansah was a great one too. That dude was a stud for a few years. DeAndre Levy.
Yeah,
DeAndre Levy.
DeAndre
God damn
Levy.
it.
couple years there.
Losing my shit.
Even somebody that I know is more recent, and there's a couple like Matthew Stafford, other favorite Lions, Darius Slay. Glover Quinn's a great one. Glover Quinn.
I never got into Glover Quinn.
Really?
Nah.
How do you not get into Glover Quinn?
No, like supporting him like that way? No, never.
Okay,
Nah.
that's
I was
fair.
a huge Boss Bailey kid. Loved Boss Bailey. Turned out to be a shit player.
Well, Sue.
He was amazing in Madden 05.
Yeah. See, that's
God.
young Adam. I see.
Wait, no. I'm taking back my answer. Fuck Kyle Vanden Bosch.
Oh, my.
Dude, how do I forget my boy? Sean Rogers. Sean Rogers was the shit. Oh, my goodness. JB, you remember Sean Rogers. Come on, right?
I feel like I do. Like, I know the name, but I just can't put the face in the name.
Yeah, he's huge.
I can't put the face in the name.
Oh, come on. Sean Rogers was the shit, man. Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
I think that was his nickname. Swear to God.
Yeah.
How do you guys not? Sean Rogers? No? Okay. All good. We'll go to the Red Wings. I think this one's going to be a layup for everybody. No? It's one answer.
I'm narrowing it down.
Yeah, no,
it has to be one answer.
We're gonna say the same one.
Gabby?
No, I want to hear what you guys say.
Just say Pavel Datsyuk. Not even close. Anybody that says Darren McCarty is getting fired today.
Why?
It's not a good answer. I love Darren.
That's a pretty good answer.
Come on, your favorite Red Wing? It's Pavel Datsyuk. It has to be.
Zetterberg.
Yeah, but nobody.
To your point, Datsyuk, that was the player I watched the most highlights on. So, like, as a obsession watching players, I watched more Datsyuk than anybody.
Can we say this?
To his point,
of the teams, the widest array that I think you have in a short period of time that Jeff and I have been alive to choose from, this is the hardest team I think for me to pick.
Because there's multiple players, right? There's Lidstrom, there's
Multiple
Datsyuk,
players that were
Zetterberg.
huge difference makers and massive names in Detroit.
JB, who's your Red Wing?
I mean, you guys have said a lot of them. Eisman, D-Mac, but I think I would probably go, just to be different, Chris Osgood. Because for some reason,
Osgood's
that's a good one.
I was just obsessed with the goalie position and how they're just able to stay locked in right there. So give me Chris Osgood.
If I was 2 years younger, if I was 2 years younger or older, excuse me, I would have answered Fedorov.
Yeah.
Because my brother loves Sergei Fedorov. So does my dad. But I was just too young. I can't say his name. So I think Datsyuk for our group, I think is the easy answer. No. All right, we went 7 minutes without getting canceled.
And I've seen the most variety, at least in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread with the Red Wings, which is
because
great.
they're the only team in the last 2 decades that's giving you good basketball players, or excuse me, giving you good players overall.
But then as soon as you go back a little bit further, there's a whole other group, like that whole entire other
But we can't
era.
speak on the 90s Pistons, right? We can't do that. That'd be dishonest,
right?
Because we didn't watch them, right? So what you're basically asking is the 2000s Red Wings, Tigers, Lions, and Pistons. You had the going to work Pistons, which I think we all agreed on, right? You had the Red Wings, very tough to pick between the 4, 5, 6 players you want to pick from. And then there was the shitty Detroit Tigers with the one World Series run. And then it was the shitty Detroit Lions who were just shit for all those years. So it's, it's not the best. It's not the best selection to pick from. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I see Lidstrom, Osgood, Pavy, obviously D-Mac, Shanny. I see Shanny in there, Shanahan.
If I were to give my dad's favorites, just based off of my conversations with my dad, he would say Rodman. He would say Fedorov, Barry Sanders, and he would probably go with Lou Whitaker.
That's a solid.
That'd be my dad's list, I'd bet.
Think about the players he got to watch.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in my lifetime, we get more of those guys. Please.
But I feel like we're on the cusp of that. Like, I finally feel like we're on the cusp of having these teams.
Well, I don't feel that way about the Pistons.
Oh, my God.
Or the Red Wings.
But it has to start somewhere.
Or the Tigers.
You gotta,
so it's really just the Lions. I have Mo Sider on the Red Wings. Great. I need 40 goal scorers. I don't know where the fuck they're going to get that from. The Tigers are the Tigers. That's not changing. Riley Green is a better hitter than Spencer Torkelson. That's blowing my mind right now. That's not good. And then you go to the Pistons. There's Cade and Ivy. But I got to wait
they're
4 years, and I'll probably be dead or canceled by then. So I won't even get to talk about it.
They're young pups in the NBA. So you got plenty of time. We got to wait and see.
Kill me.
I see Crownwall, Konstantinov.
What's one thing you see like in the memory bank that just pisses you off? Like you see it and it just reminds you of the worst sport experience you've ever had, and you just can't sleep.
Like a moment?
Yeah, just a moment.
I mean, the easy one, I guess, to point to. Well, a couple. Oh, man,
Give me yours. Like one that just drives you nuts. Not the obvious ones. The one that like you watch it. Is it the Robert Ory shot?
That maybe the PI on Brandon Pettigrew that didn't get called. Like stuff like that. I know it's.
Gabby, do you have one?
It should be mutual, like consensus.
No, but I did. I had to ask my dad what his
Perfect.
were. So he has Alan Trammell, Barry Sanders, Isaiah Thomas, Steve Eiserman, and Vladimir Konstantinov.
Yeah,
nice.
That
makes sense.
Impressive.
Solid.
Yeah.
I want that.
Your dad got to experience the good shit.
Yeah.
JB, give me a moment that's just gut wrenching.
Does it have to be a Detroit moment?
Yeah, I mean preferably yes, but
because I was gonna say I have one that replays in my mind that's just mind-boggling. That
all right,
irritates
say
me.
it. It's on the tip of your tongue.
It's national championship, Oregon versus Auburn. I believe Cam Newton's your quarterback. The final play of the game, Trey Mason. They try to tackle him down. He doesn't hit the ground. Rolls on his defender. Gets back up. Everyone pauses for a second. No one hears a whistle, and he just takes off down the field.
Oh my gosh!
And then they kick the field goal and win the national championship. And I was not a fan of Cam Newton back then.
Well, I'm sorry about that, JB.
Still eats up JB.
There's one.
Still does. It's so irritating.
I gotta turn off my phone before I say this because knowing Twitter, they're gonna fucking throw it on my feed today now. But there's one thing that you want to just piss me off.
Oh jeez.
David Ortiz grand slam.
Oh well, yeah. That's
every time I watch that, I motherfuck maybe 17, 20 times within a minute. It's one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my life. That home run was the biggest fuck you I've gotten in my life. Easily. Worse than 0-16.
You know a moment that pissed me off? Because I see Aaron Rodgers, I see the Hail Mary game, where the other one is the Matt Flynn game.
No, I don't even care.
How?
Why? I don't give a shit. The Lions were shit. The Tigers were the best fucking team in baseball.
I'm not arguing that.
For a 3-year span.
As a Detroit
and they didn't
fan,
win
to
a World
sit there-
Series because Gabby decided to attend one of the series games. And that's why they lost. Do you know how hard that is for me to accept?
But, okay. But had to have to sit there and watch Matt Flynn.
I don't care.
But think about what Matt Flynn did the rest of his career.
Against a Rod Marinelli team?
Well, I'm not trying to defend it, but you talk about a moment where you sat there and you thought, what the hell am I watching? Yeah, I'm throwing that in there.
There was one moment I
Pistons
didn't get
drafting
to watch.
Darko's another one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
There was one moment my dad did save us from watching that probably would have traumatized me as a kid. I think I've told the story before. Thanksgiving Day against Indianapolis. We had front row tickets. We were going to the game. Dad went to pick up cigarettes from the gas station. Met somebody at the gas station. I don't know what the hell he was doing. And he sold the tickets. Made a shit ton of money off of them. Comes back home. Yeah. Hey, guys, we're not going to the game anymore. Me and my brother are little kids. We're crying. Oh, my God. Turn on the game. Within 10 minutes, Peyton Manning's already thrown 3 touchdowns. They win the game like 49-6. It was fucking embarrassing. And my dad saved us from being traumatized as kids. So actually, we made money that day. It was good for the family.
You made money and you didn't get traumatized.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a win.
It's a good dad.
And we got to spend time with family instead of watching the Lions get
I can only check one
dick.
of those boxes every time I come to work. Made money. Always traumatized.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Adham, Beydoun.
Doing what we can.
Every morning.
I'm doing what we can. God, I want to...
Andrew says...
This isn't... Go ahead.
What about Orlovsky running out of the back of the end zone?
To me, that's funny. I don't get upset. Like, to me, that's just funny. Jared Allen, I think it was, chasing his ass. That's just funny. I don't even get mad about that stuff. Like, I can live with that.
Just moments where you facepalm. But other than that, yeah.
Another one that really pisses me off, the Calvin Johnson catch rule in Chicago to open up the season. That was so fucked up. That was a winning start to the year. Who knows how it changes the year? I remember as a kid, I was just so irate. The Calvin Johnson catch rule, that's another one that sticks out to me. Lucas, you got any?
Yeah, do you remember I think it was the Thanksgiving game when we played the Texans, and Justin Forsett, kind of what JB was saying, he went down and like his knee obviously hit the ground and he kept running for like 75 yards, but during that year, if you challenge a touchdown, it automatically couldn't be reviewed, and Jim Schwartz threw the challenge flag, and we lost that game by like 3 points. And that was like one of the first things as a kid that just made me want to throw my remote through the fucking TV. And that's like when you talk about like welcome to the NFL as like a Lions fan. Like that was my first like.
And this, by the way, Lucas, just to remind people, is from Toledo. So he's watching the Lions, processing this, and he stuck around. He's wearing a Barry Sanders jersey. So
repping the goat. Have to.
But Toledo is technically, I mean,
look, you want to marry a man
right
that's going to stay committed to you, you marry a Midwestern man.
That's fair.
Right? Cleveland Browns supporters, Detroit Lions supporters, the best men you'll ever meet. Loyal.
Very loyal.
Accepting of you, even if you turn into be a fat turd in 10 years, they'll accept you still and they'll be married to you.
They could put up with a lot.
They put up with a lot. Those are the kind of men I think people should look for.
This is a great one. Joe Schmo says the Weber timeout call. That's a great one.
The what?
The Chris Weber calling a timeout when you didn't have one.
See, I didn't witness it.
And that's for Michigan fans, but still, that moment.
The snap one, to me, I don't get upset. I laugh. That shit is the funniest thing. Granted, I'm not a Michigan or Michigan State fan, so that helps, but that is hilarious. The botched snap, oh my, trouble with the snap is just...
Yeah, that's up there.
Albert says, Adam, Toledo is in Michigan, right?
No, it's not. It's in Ohio. Fuck Toledo. Fuck Ohio. Sorry, Lucas. I know you're from there.
Why'd you say it like... You said it kind of...
That you were kind of unsure.
Yeah. No, I mean, she was very convincing.
He's kidding, everybody.
I'm not. I answered it correctly.
You know
Fuck
it's in
off.
Ohio. Okay. All right.
Fuck out of here. What other crazy moments did we witness in Detroit? Jim Harbaugh, that handshake with Jim Schwartz, that was a thing. That was funny. Funny more than traumatizing.
I mean, we just
Armando Galarraga's perfect game getting taken away, that really pisses me off. That's another one. That's another one that really, like, grinds my gears. Oh, my goodness. Motherfucker. What was his name? Son of a bitch. What was the umpire's name? Anybody?
I have to look it up.
Jim Joyce, that piece of shit.
Jim Joyce.
What about...
There you go.
I hope they put on his gravestone the guy that cost Armando Galarraga a perfect game. That's what he should be remembered as.
Yeah, Jim Joyce.
Fuck everything he accomplished in his life. I'm just salty.
What about Barry Sanders' retirement?
Too young. Too young. My dad was laughing when he retired. My dad wasn't upset at all. He said good for him. That's how my dad took the retirement. So we were very peaceful in my house.
99? How old are you?
5 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember my dad wasn't even upset. He was just laughing. It's like, yeah, that's the Lions.
Welcome. Welcome to be a fan.
So he blames me. I was born in '94. Team hasn't won a division since '93. So
there's something.
Hopefully they do it. That's why I always want a division title.
Now we know.
Because then they can break the curse and my dad can fuck off.
That's why as long as they get that, he'll be okay.
I'll be okay. I'm trying to fix my family problems here.
Break?
Stafford getting a big contract hurt pretty bad. Whatever. Oh, my God.
Oh.
I have one.
Okay.
It's not a moment, but it's a period of time
Okay.
that just signifies how shit the Pistons were.
Here we go.
Who was the dude that came from Atlanta who wore number 0, I think, with the headband?
Josh Smith.
Josh Smith was the worst fucking basketball player outside of Austin Day that I've ever seen in my life. That era of Piston basketball was just the worst. Austin Day. Oh my God, Josh Smith.
And by the way, Josh Smith, that was the big fish. That was the big signing.
Remember the guy, the cancer guy we got? Charlie Villanueva. What was his name?
Why do you guys?
And Ben Gordon.
Yeah, well, Ben Gordon, yeah.
That was a hell of a free agent.
He had a great year in
splash.
Chicago off the bench, and then the rest is history. Joe Dumars, by the way, still love you. You brought us a championship.
Man. Garbage.
My gosh.
Rodney Stuckey. I remember Rodney Stuckey. He was a guy I liked Rodney Stuckey. I didn't have a problem with Rodney.
Yeah.
You know? He was just one of those like blue collar, ball players.
You kind of knew what you were getting.
You just
from
liked
Rodney
him.
Stuckey.
Yeah.
You
couldn't hate on Rodney Stuckey. We watched, or excuse me, we mentioned the Armando Galarraga situation. Austin Day, honestly, like that name just triggers me.
Yeah, it does. It triggers me as well. It's not
such a shit basketball player.
What a time period that was.
God.
What a time period.
Golden Tate's touchdown called back versus Atlanta in week 3.
Yeah, we would have went to the playoffs. The 10-second runoff.
I remember that. That is correct. That is correct.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but do you guys remember for like a 3-year stretch where Matt Prater would just win you football games from 50 yards out? I mean, that was fun. That was fun more than anything.
What about this one?
What?
Good one by Jake. He says, if we're doing time periods, the Marinelli Lions team that started 6-2 and finished 8-8 or 6-10 or whatever.
Well, what about the Jim Schwartz team that came off to a rocket start, 5-2 and finished 7-9? Why don't we give Jim Caldwell any love on the show? He deserves a lot of love. One of the greatest coaches in NFL history. I'm shocked he doesn't have a job anymore. Jim Caldwell should be easily one of the 3 greatest coaches of all time. That's how good he was in Detroit. One of the greatest ever.
Yeah, well,
to ever put on a headset. My goodness. X's and O's, nobody can compare. He put Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan to shame.
Well, it is about that time, 9:50. It's mailbag time, but before we go, let's hear a little bit about what we may be eating for lunch today.
Guys, after you have a stressful day like I do, you got to deal with Gabby talking about the Indy fucking 500. And then you got to talk about geography in Indiana, like anybody cares about that state right now. You go treat yourself to some good lobster from our good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code or go to cousinsmainelobster.com, find out where the food trucks are, and order yourself some delicious lobster tacos. You'll thank me later. We'll be right back with Mailbag.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Jeff Iafrate here. Let me tell you about our friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency, because it helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. If you know someone who is struggling, tell them to check out This is the S Word podcast that helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
All right, where do we want to start, Gabby?
I know exactly where I want to start. Mailbag. Adam, if you were to torture yourself right now, what would you watch? USFL or the Indy 500?
I wouldn't hesitate for a second, and I wouldn't even call it torture. I would go watch the Indy 500. I would barbecue, slam beers and hot dogs, and enjoy myself. I would never subject myself to watching a fucking Pee-wee league that has no business being broadcast on any television, let alone any streaming network in the USFL. I would never, ever watch that garbage. I'd rather watch my grandmother spend 2 hours in a parking lot learning how to reverse and parallel park than fucking watch the USFL. Good?
I say you summarized that pretty well.
All right. What else we got here?
There you have it.
Mailbag. Have you heard anything about a second wave of gambling suspensions coming in the NFL? I have not. Would love to see that story.
Alex Lee says, Mailbag Jeff, will you be mad with Kevin Ali? It's tough to see the Pistons not be a competitive coaching destination, or it's tough to see the Pistons not be. I think that it's tough to see them as a competitive coaching destination right now. I don't think coaches are clamoring to come here, but doesn't mean you still can't get somebody that's right for the job. I wouldn't mind Kevin Ali. It's not my preference. I like Charles Lee. But again, Alex, the expectations don't change, whoever's coaching. So if it's Kevin Ali, cool. let's contend for the play-in.
With all due respect, Jeremy, and I appreciate you dropping this comment in the chat. He said people forget that if it weren't for the Hail Mary by Aaron Rodgers and Seattle knocking the ball out of bounds, the Lions would have made the playoffs that year, and I think they would have won the Super Bowl. Jeremy, with all due respect, you wouldn't have won a playoff game, let alone the fucking Super Bowl. And I'll tell you why. Because your team was mentally weak. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong during that time period. And they never showed the ability to overcome any of that adversity. So yeah, you weren't going to win the Super Bowl. You weren't going to win a playoff game. You weren't even going to do anything. So, just want to clarify that without being a dick. Because I appreciate the comment. I get where he's coming from. But no, in that era, that period, that coach, that team, they couldn't handle adversity at all. They couldn't overcome it. They didn't know how to win. No. And that's why this year, it's important that the Lions, under Dan Campbell, go out and win 11 games, secure the first division since 93, host a home playoff game,
right,
and try to deliver the goods on winning a playoff game. It's important because it sets a new standard, a new precedent that you can now build this Lions team off of. If they lose, they don't win the division, they don't make the playoffs, oh, it's the same old Lions bullshit that we all don't want to hear again, okay? That's why it matters. Let's move on.
Andrew asks, mailbag, will the Tigers be in the AL Central race all season long?
I'm not answering that. Next question.
Why not?
Adam from Booner, will you come with me to the NASCAR race in Michigan to be educated?
I will not. No, I do not support NASCAR. No.
No.
No. Just no. Maybe I'll do like NASCAR commentating because I think I can spice it up because the way they do it, it's not that great. If you ever listen on the TV, oh, and there's Jeff Gordon making a left turn. Well, there's Jimmy Johnson making another left turn.
That's really not how it
It's
goes.
the same thing for fucking 3 hours. Maybe I'm being dramatic.
Yeah, just a bit. But, I mean, nothing new there.
Oh, God.
Mailbag from Jesse Adams. Do you guys know what the ANF logo on Iowa's football helmets mean? I know this one.
ANF?
ANF.
American Native Football?
Nope.
Huh. Antifa?
No, you're not.
Jeff, hurry.
NAF? No, I don't.
America needs farmers.
Of course.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Iowa.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's the most.
I like that.
That's the most Iowa thing you can put on your helmet. I mean, if I'm being honest.
Oh God, that's a really good one. Actually, I like that. Let's see. What else do we have on here? Gabby. Do you have any tattoos?
No, I do not.
All right. Mailbag Adam going to the Grand Prix? Nope. Never been to the Detroit Grand Prix. Probably never will. Not my thing. I'm not a fan of racing. Just not. Just
There's
not.
room for growth.
Is there? I think everybody has a ceiling, right? Let's not be too generous here. We're not here to lie to people. Jeff, do you think Adam will jinx another team this fall? He said he loves Gabby's team. FSU goes 8-4 now.
Yes.
Fuck you.
History displays that.
I didn't jinx anybody.
Adam likes the team?
I don't. Okay, look. First of all,
Does anyone
no.
have,
We're gonna get this out of the way.
Okay.
All right. I'm done with this bullshit. You at home, Jeff, myself, Gabby, everybody have zero fucking impact on the team's wins and losses. Okay? It's the fucking players, the coaches, the staff, the front office, the whole shebang. All right? What I say on a Monday morning does not dictate what the players, the coaches do on a Saturday or a Sunday. Okay? Mel Tucker sucked balls last year. His special team sucked balls last year, and I had nothing to do with it.
You did
What about
pick
manifestation, good juju?
That's all
positive
bullshit.
Thinking.
That doesn't work on a scale level. When you talk about team sports, all right? You played team sports, didn't you? In high school? JB, didn't you?
Yeah.
Alex, Jeff?
Yes.
We all play
Yeah.
team
Okay.
sports, right? Does anybody here remember the stupid fucking push-ups you would do in the summer? The stupid state champ push-ups. State champs 1! State champs 2! You'd fucking do them up until like 20, 30, 40, 50. as a whole team, manifesting that you can actually win the state championship. But when in fucking reality, you were going to win 3 games, and one of them was going to be your homecoming game because it's a layup. All right? So fuck off.
Can't say I ever did those.
But all that sounds great. You did pick BYU against Baylor. And Jesse tried to warn you, and I did as well, Jesse.
It is what it is.
But, it happens.
All right.
Those are just the facts, Adam.
Those are just the facts.
Sure.
Can't mess with those silly little things called facts, like Sam Flannel would say.
The Lions haven't sucked donkey dick for 60 years because of jinxes and the fans. They've sucked dick because they were ran like shit, and that the GM was the fucking owner's drinking buddy for 20 plus years. All right? And they could never field the team competently and wouldn't retain their good players when the time came. All right?
I take it you're not
and they
in the
hired
curse of Body
shit
Lane?
coaches for 60 years. Has nothing to do with you, me, my father, or anybody else in here. All right? Moving on.
John Lord asked, Mailbag, is Ben Wallace a legend?
Yes.
That's not even a debate on this show.
Yes.
Yes. There's no Ben Wallace slander on this show allowed. So even when Sam fills in, we will hold those who say those statements accountable. All right?
All right, look, it's 10 o'clock. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. Jeff, Gabby, Lucas, Alex, and JB, love you guys. Enjoy your Memorial Weekend. Thank you to everybody who served and, of course, who made the ultimate sacrifice serving for our country. We appreciate you so much. All of you have a blessed weekend. Do something nice for somebody you know over the weekend. Never hurts. Be good people. And remember, Flannel Sam, I love you. I'll see you guys Monday.
And that we will not be here on Monday. We will be back on Tuesday.
We'll see you guys Tuesday. You'll see a best of all of our favorite clips on Monday, so you can check those out if you're bored, and enjoy your weekend.